Have I ever been awakened to a dream before? I could not say. Sometimes it's better not to know the answer. Our days may clash with the reality around. On our third day in Pahalgam, we had a goal in mind, a dream to pursue. A problematic and almost unrealistic dream. What a dream it has been. Or was it all a talismanic reality? At around 7 a.m., we were led into the forests of the eastern side of Lida. Gargling waters of nameless springs could be heard racing down the slopes of barrows to meet their leader. The sun chose not to show itself till then. We had to hire ponies for the part of the route as we planned to cover the trek within a day. As our mules marched through the forest, we found ourselves surrounded by the original residents of Pahalgam, the shepherds and their healthy companions. This forest connects the two valleys of Baisaran and Tulian. This stretch was crucial to make up for the time we'd required in the Tulian Lake Ascent, and our little ponies helped us the most in this regard. The initial gentle ascent gradually transforms into a staircase with no stairs at the end. Tulian Valley sits atop an offshoot ridge of Bengal's eastern connection to the greater Himalayas. A mountain stream fed by the lake's outlets runs through the valley from head to toe. The cerulean hue proves the inheritance. We managed to save some time by crossing the valley on ponies. nameless stream leads the way. The majestic Tulian Valley has many good spots for camping. It remains green for most of the summer and autumn months. From November to February, thick layers of snow transform the landscape completely. Camping permits can be collected from Pahalgam. We gathered our meager belongings in breath as the road ahead demanded patience and perseverance. This water drains from the lake above. The wall in front of us was the lowermost ridge to cross and access the lake. We only needed to hike this 4,800-meter tall pile of boulders. The sound of roaring waterfalls managed to drown our heartbeats, barely. No road to name, no definite foothold to depend on. All we had to do was focus on the next step ahead. When I say we were frightened, let me explain why. Our journey started in the eastern forests of Pahalgam. We climbed through the woods to the Baisaran Valley, known as Mini Switzerland. This is 2,400 meters above mean sea level here. We continued through the patches of pine forests, gradually gaining altitude steadily. Tulian Valley is a stretch of comparatively plainer landscape shaped like a step in a staircase. It is hinged on both sides by the sky-high pillars of the offshoot cliff. The sides reach eastwards and meet in a lower plain at approximately 4,800 meters. The stream trails down from that ridge, nourished by the glacial lake, Tulian. It is shaped almost like a figure of 8, with one wall of Jahangir range on the eastern bank and a ridge of Pir Panjal's remnant cliff on the western slope. We prepared our gears and headed towards the source of this stream. Our guide explained the wall we would climb and the mountain range we needed to navigate.
It's like I'm more cautious, I have to cross it in one piece.
The river would accompany all the way as cascades of running waterfalls. It did not bear a name of its own, probably because it shifted and transformed with the passing seasons. A series of outlets from the lake above. The sound of water, that's what we needed to trace to reach our destination. Soon it was clear how enormous the rock wall was. As we rested and gathered our breaths in between, the breathtaking surroundings would also instill great fear in our minds. It is supposed to be a moderately difficult trek. However, try not to underestimate the difficulty level to be easy. The wall has no definite trail, and the boulders transform the wall every day. A landslide is much more common when the land comprises sliding rocks and stones. Why do people follow such paths? Why do they cry when they realize godly existence? Why do they continue to dream when they know they have to wake up in the end? To dream is to live. To witness God's work is to find meaning in life. And the titans of the Himalayas are no lesser than gods themselves. The cerulean color of the glacial lake glows against the walls of the Zanskar range. It draws you in almost as if a magical reality has taken root there. Before you realize the threat you're in, you're awestruck by the stark splendor of the lake. That's why you need a proper guide. He alerted us of the time. Daylight is very crucial here in these kinds of mountains. One must not waste even 1 minute unless the base camp is closer or the road is safer. If your way back is just a pile of irregular rocks with no road to navigate, you should be home before evening befalls. The sun sets first in the mountains. During our descent, we had another glimpse of paradise. The beautiful valley of Tulian. The cost for a 2-day camping trip would be around 12,000 INR. For a single day trek to Tulian, pony charges would be around 7,000 INR per person. Pre-bookings are available in Pahalgam. Links are in the description below.